This calisthenics exercise is one of the most important ones to build strength for handstand push-up and developing strong shoulders, the pike push-up. This kind of weird looking triangle shaped push-up has huge benefits and it will support us throughout our entire calisthenics journey. It has an insane amount of variations that we can play with, whether we want to make it easier or absolutely brutal. And here's the funny thing, even people who can do 20 plus regular push-ups often struggle with a pike push-up. And it's not because they are weak, but because the pike push-up requires strength at a specific angle. That's why it's so important to start working towards the pike push-up early in our calisthenics journey, so we can accumulate enough practice over time. Now let's dive into this and break down the exercise. Start in a regular push-up position and then walk towards your hands while you lift your hips as high as possible, creating this triangle shape or a downward dog style position. If your hamstrings are very tight, that's absolutely fine. You can just bend your knees slightly, but don't drop your hips. From this position, we're going to lower down and forward at the same time so that your forehead passes your hands instead of going straight down between them. And then push back up, fully extending your shoulders like you're trying to smell your armpit. Yes, I know it's a weird cue, but it works. Let's go through some common mistakes that you want to avoid. Mistake number one is turning this into a decline push-up. This happens when your hips drop and that becomes more like a horizontal push rather than a vertical. Even though the pike push-up isn't truly vertical push, dropping your hips will shift the focus from the delts into your upper chest. Now that's not a bad exercise, but it will have a very little carryover to handstand push-ups. Mistake number two is not leaning enough. This is when you lower between your hands instead of forward. Now you could argue that this variation builds the shoulders really well, especially for hypertrophy and aesthetics in your side delts and front delts. But once again, it will not translate to handstand push-up training. I'm making the assumptions that your long-term goal is a handstand push-up one day. But if your goal is just bigger shoulders with bodyweight exercises, this variation will work just fine. If, however, you want to unlock the handstand push-up one day, you need that forward lean. A super easy fix is to use a target. Create a triangle shape between your hands and that target and lower your forehead or your nose to it. You get an instant feedback. Mistake number three is not finishing the movement. This means you're not fully extending your shoulders at the top, basically avoiding the smelling the armpit position. I think this happens because once we finally understand how to lean forward, we focus on it so much that we simply just forget to finish the rep. So just make sure you perform the exercise from start to finish every single rep. Mistake number four is elbow flaring. And I don't want to seem too pedantic about these mistakes, but this one is the most common one. So I really want to address this. This usually happens when we push back up from the bottom of the pike push-up. We either flare the elbows out, which our shoulders absolutely hate, or we flare it inward, turning this exercise into some sort of triceps extension. This inward version isn't dangerous at all, but once again we're shifting the load off the delts. So where should I put my elbows? We want them stacked over the hands at all times. Here's a simple drill that I first saw from Simonster. Place your water bottle inside or outside of your hands, and your goal is not to touch them whilst you're performing your pike push-up. If the bottle falls, you flare your elbows. Now, depending on which way you flare your elbows will determine where you put that water bottle. However, I had a client where if I placed the bottle behind her hands, she flared outward, but if I placed it outside, she flared inward. So we actually had to use two bottles. Only then she fully understood her mistake, but also realized how hard the full range of motion pike push-up actually is. Which brings us to the next topic, the progressions. Just like with most calisthenics exercises, the best tools we have to unlock a skill or an exercise is partials and negatives. For partial pike push-ups, you can use yoga blocks, books, or mats, stack them up and use them as a target for your forehead. As you get stronger, remove one layer at a time, so small increments only, no big jumps, and eventually you were able to reach the floor. Negatives are perfect to bridge gaps between progressions or between layers. For example, maybe you can do pike push-ups on 2 mats, but none with just 1. Now that's when negatives come in very handy, because you can lower yourself slowly to the mat, bail out, reset, and repeat. The slower your negatives are, the more strength you build to eventually push back up, and within a few weeks you could probably get there. You can use this method until you reach the floor, but also if you have access to pull-up bar and resistance bands, you can also use band-assisted pike push-ups that will allow you to do full reps, but use these as an addition and not your main focus. And that's how you learn the pike push-ups, one of the most important exercises to build strong shoulders and to unlock the handstand push-up. I really wish you a successful calisthenics journey.